I would like to see
Yeah, I don't
someone on
understand.
camera
Well,
as
that's
opposed to in
see,
a,
there's
in an
what
area.
else happens. Officer Chris knows exactly where the cameras are, and he told me before I even filed out for my Freedom of Information Act that there will be no cameras.
Yeah, he told me.
So I'm gonna say if he was right or if you.
I would like to, there's no camera in that hallway, okay? Now, do you need anything else from her? Because I'm going to have her return back to class.
No, I would just like a statement stating that you were in the room or you were what your statement was. I would like that
She could do
because
that.
I'm taking this to this. Listen, it's one thing if the guy would have came up and said, "Listen, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that," and that. We could be in a different situation. But right now, he's covering up and he's using you to do it.
Well,
And now you're covering up a man who has that problem.
Now I need the both of them to step out for 1 minute because I want to tell you my investigation and what I found.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Could you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want her to sit up on
No.
the stairs?
Yeah. Just go out with Mrs. Fletcher because I want you to know what I did in terms of my investigation.
Did you see the chairs when they?
No, I didn't get an answer until I called the district attorney's office.
So here's what I did. I wanted to see the camera, and specifically because I took their statement, I wanted to see what they said in terms of what happened. I found out Bruce is not here. Okay, so I expect then.
He told me he was here.
I expect then that not on the 22nd, not on, on
The
the
way
22nd.
when he came into that office, he was like, I was there.
Well,
I was in the office. I was around.
he wasn't here on the 22nd. So here's what I did, Mr. Klein. The story they told me, okay, I wanted to verify. So, and I didn't want Fletcher in here when I told you this. I wanted to verify their story. And how I did it was the area that we have a camera, okay, is where you come through the door in the main office.
Yep.
Like where the secretary sits, that's on camera. So what I wanted to do was to verify their story. I wanted to see A, if Mrs. Fletcher was there, and B, I wanted to see when your daughter was there, and C, I wanted to see when Officer Chris was there. And this is what I found out. On the camera, the first person to come into that office, to that area, that afternoon, was Mrs. Fletcher.
I don't doubt that.
I don't see Mrs.
She's a backstory.
I don't see
That's
Mr.
what you're describing to me.
I don't see Mr. Bruza anywhere, so he's not there. So if they called over and said, hey, the vape detector went off, we need an administrator here for a search. Okay, so the secretary calls over, she comes over. She's the first one in the door. The second person to come in the door then was your daughter. Okay, and your daughter comes in and goes back to see Mrs. Fletcher. Bruce's office door was locked because he wasn't here that day. So there's his door there on the right. On the left is that mail room right outside of the office, right outside of Bruce's office. That spot's not on the camera.
I know.
However,
and I'm curious as to why.
However, well, listen, I don't think we have, believe me, there's a lot of places in the building that still, you can't cover every little space.
Well, yeah, you'd think a main office, though, would be a...
Yeah, but that hallway's not.
Because, I mean, I'm getting charged because I came in the next day on the 23rd. I got 2 charges on me right now for disorderly conduct. Pressed against me by your officer, Chris, because I defended my daughter.
Yeah, but what happened? What happened? Like, why is he pressing charges against you?
I was in the room. We were across from the thing. There's a little conference room behind the cafeteria in the hallway there.
Okay.
Went in there, against my better advice, I went in there with Chris and Bruza. And I was talking to him exactly the way I'm talking to you about this. I'm telling him I'm getting tired of it. This is not right. At this point, Miss Fletcher's name never came up for the entire 20 minutes I've been in there talking to Bruza and him.
Okay.
Her name never came up, ever. She was never part of it. And that's why it seems like someone went back on the camera, seen her in the office and said, we can't see where she's at. We're going to say she was there. But anyways, that's what it seems like.
So what I wanted to do is I wanted to check. I wanted to verify their
I'm going to
story.
tell you why I was getting...
Go ahead.
I'm defending my daughter, and I'm telling him it's improper and it's not right for him, and I do not want him to ever search my daughter again